How did one fun Christmas outfit turn into legal papers being handed to me in a crowded office lobby? Why did my husband stay calm, collect proof, and then end it in public like I was a stranger? What made everyone stop laughing at him and start staring at me? My name is Melisande Crowell. I was 33 that Christmas. I worked in marketing at a software company. People like to say my job was small, but I did a lot. I made posts, emails, and plans that kept the team looking good. I told myself I carried the image of the company, and I carried the image of my home too. I did not like feeling invisible. Ethan was my husband. He was 35. He worked with numbers and building projects. He came home tired, with dust on his shoes and a careful face. He liked quiet. He liked simple meals. He liked to fix things and move on. I used to call that stability. Later, I called it boredom. I told myself it was his job to notice me first, not my job to beg. That week before Christmas, my office talked about the party like it was a holiday law. People said it was the one night we could be loud. People said we should dress bold. I listened like it was advice made for me. My coworker Jordan Keane walked by my desk more than usual. He asked if I was going to the party. I said yes. He said it was good because the party needed energy. I said the party would survive without me. I acted like I did not care, but I cared. At home, Ethan asked what time the party started. I said it started after work. He asked if he should pick me up. I said it was fine, and that I would handle it. He asked if Jordan was going too, and why Jordan always liked my posts. I said Jordan liked everyone's posts, and Ethan was reading too much. Ethan said he did not want to fight. He only wanted respect. I said respect follows results, and I had results. I had a shopping bag in the kitchen. It was a glossy bag from the mall. Ethan looked at it like it was a warning sign. He asked what I bought. I said it was just a dress for the party. He asked why I needed a new dress when we had bills. I said it was one night and I deserved something nice. He asked if it was that kind of dress. I asked what he meant. He said he meant the kind that made people stare. I said he was trying to control me, and I told him my body was not a problem. Ethan did not yell. That was part of why I felt safe pushing him. He asked if I could show him the dress. I said he did not need to inspect me. He asked if I could at least wear a jacket. I said he was being old-fashioned. I told myself I was teaching him a lesson. I told myself a good husband should clap, not question. The next day at work, Nina Calder from my friend circle messaged me about the party. She said I should go big. She said the office needed a show. I sent her a photo of the dress on a hanger. She replied with fire emojis. She asked if Ethan would hate it. I said Ethan hated fun. I wrote it like a joke, but I liked the idea of people taking my side before anything even happened. At lunch, Jordan came near the break room. He asked if I was excited. I said I was fine. He said he hoped I would not dress safe, because safe was boring. I said I did not dress for him. He said he knew, and then he smiled like he knew more than he said. He asked if Ethan was coming. I said Ethan might show up late, because his work was always messy. Jordan said it was too bad, because parties were about being seen. When I got home, Sloane was drawing at the table. She was 7. She asked if I was going somewhere fancy. I said yes, and I told her it was a work party. She asked if Dad would come too. I said maybe. Ethan walked in and kissed her forehead. He looked at me for half a second, like he wanted to ask something, then he didn't. Later, I went to the bedroom to try the dress on again. I took pictures in the mirror. I told myself I needed to see how it looked. I told myself I needed to feel confident. I adjusted the straps and the hem. It was revealing. It was meant to be. I sent one photo to Nina. I paused, then I sent another to Jordan. I told myself it was an accident. I told myself I was just asking a coworker if it looked work party okay. Jordan replied fast. He said it was perfect and I would break the room. I felt a rush, like I had been thirsty and someone finally gave me water. Ethan knocked on the door. He asked if I was okay. I said yes. He asked why I was locking the door. I said I needed privacy. He asked if he could come in. I said I was changing. When I opened the door, I acted calm. Ethan looked at my phone in my hand. He asked who I was texting. I said Nina. He asked why I looked nervous. I said I was not nervous, and I asked him why he was acting weird. That night, I walked into the kitchen and saw something small but sharp. Ethan's phone lit up on the counter, face up, like he forgot to hide it. A reminder flashed for a moment. It said paper drop. It had a time for the next morning. I pretended I did not see it. Ethan walked in and turned the screen off with one smooth move. He asked if I wanted tea. I said no. I asked him what paper drop meant. He said it was a work thing. I said his job sounded like it owned him. He said it was just a reminder, and it was not about me. I also saw a folder on the counter. It was labeled Utilities in neat letters. It was not normal for Ethan to label folders like that. He liked piles, not labels. I picked it up and flipped it once. He asked what I was doing. I said I was cleaning. He said he had it there for a reason. I said he was getting controlling again. He looked at me like he was measuring his words. He asked if we could talk after Sloane slept. I said we could talk now, because I was not scared of him. He asked why I kept calling him controlling. He said he only asked simple questions. He said he felt embarrassed when my friends joked about him online. I said he should stop caring what people thought. He said it was easy for me to say, because I was the one getting praised. I said he could get praised too if he tried harder. He asked what that meant. I said it meant he was letting himself go. Ethan went quiet. He said he was working to keep our home stable. I said stable was not the same as loved. He asked if I still wanted to be married. I said yes, but that I wanted a marriage that felt alive. He asked if I was looking for that alive feeling somewhere else. I said he was accusing me. I said he was paranoid. He said he was not accusing. He was asking. I said he always twisted things and made me the bad person. Ethan nodded once, like he accepted my answer, but his eyes did not. In bed, he turned his back to me. I told myself he was trying to punish me with silence. I told myself it proved he was the problem. Still, I stayed awake and stared at the dark. I thought about Jordan's message again. I told myself it was not cheating if nothing physical happened. I told myself attention was not a crime. I told myself Ethan created the space, and I just stepped into it. In the morning, Ethan's mug was on one side of the counter, and mine was on the other. There was a clean gap between them, like a line. I looked at the mugs and felt a small itch in my chest. I did not name it fear. I named it annoyance. I checked my phone and saw a new comment on my party countdown selfie. Jordan had commented first. I smiled before I could stop myself. Then I heard Ethan behind me, and I hid the smile like it was nothing. At work, the next day felt like a stage. I walked into the open office with my coffee like it was a badge. People looked up. I knew some of them had seen Jordan's comment on my selfie. I told myself it meant I was important. I sat down and opened my email, but I did not read it. I watched the reflections in my screen. I watched who walked by. Jordan came over with his laptop under his arm. He asked if I slept well. I said I slept fine. He said the dress looked even better than he expected. I told him to stop talking like that at work. He smiled and said he was only being honest. He asked if Ethan would be there, and if Ethan allowed it. I said Ethan did not allow or forbid anything. I said I chose my own life. Jordan nodded like that answer pleased him. He said it was good when a woman knew her value. Around noon, Nina texted me. She said we should meet at her salon after work so she could fix my hair like a movie star. I said yes right away. I wanted to show Ethan I had plans. I wanted him to feel like he could lose me. That idea made me feel strong, even though it was childish. I still think it was justified, because he kept making me feel like I was asking for too much. When I got home that evening, Ethan was helping Sloane with homework at the kitchen table. He looked up and asked where I was going. I said I was meeting Nina for a quick hair appointment. He asked if it was necessary. I said it was for the party and it made me feel good. He asked if he could come with us and take Sloane for ice cream after. I said no, because Nina's salon was not a family place. I said he would only sit there and judge me. Ethan said he was not judging, he was trying to be included. I said it was not my job to include him in everything. Sloane asked why Dad could not come. I said Dad was tired and needed quiet. Ethan looked at me in a way I did not like. He asked why I spoke for him. I said it was because he never spoke for himself. He did not answer that. He just told Sloane to finish the last question on the page. I left, and in the car I felt light. I played music louder than normal. I told myself I was free. I told myself Ethan's questions were a kind of control. I did not call it care. I refused to call it love. It was easier to call him the problem. At the salon, Nina hugged me and held me at arm's length like she was inspecting a product. She said I looked good already, but she could make me look dangerous. I laughed and said I did not want trouble. Nina said trouble was already in my house, so I might as well look good while facing it. I said Ethan was acting weird and jealous. Nina said men always acted like that when a woman leveled up. Nina asked if Ethan had ever been the hottest man in the room. I said no. Nina said then he should be grateful I still wore his ring. While Nina worked on my hair, Dee called on video. Dee asked what we were doing. Nina held the phone up and said we were making a star. Dee said the dress better be as bold as the talk. I said it was. Dee asked if Ethan had seen it. I said he saw the bag and started his usual questions. Dee said I should not answer questions like I was on trial. I said Ethan asked like he was building a case. Nina laughed and said that was funny. Dee said I should post more because silence made men think they had power. I agreed, even though part of me felt tired. Nina took photos of my hair and made me stand by the ring light. She said I should do a test look shot. I said yes. She posted a picture and tagged me. She wrote something about holiday confidence. People liked it fast. That rush felt clean. It felt like proof. On my way home, I saw Ethan's name on my screen. He asked what time I would be back. I said soon. He asked if we could talk after Sloane slept. I said we could talk now if he wanted. He said he did not want to argue in front of Sloane. I said he was always trying to make me feel guilty for existing. He sighed, and he said he would wait. When I walked in, the house was too quiet. Sloane was already in pajamas. Ethan said she ate dinner. He asked if I wanted a plate. I said no. He asked if Nina posted pictures. I said yes, and I asked why it mattered. He said it mattered because people at my work would see it, and he did not like feeling laughed at. I said no one was laughing at him. He said he saw comments calling him Grandpa Energy. I told him that was just jokes, and he should relax. He said jokes could still cut. I said he was choosing to be hurt. He asked if Jordan was part of this confidence thing. I said Jordan was just a co-worker. He asked why Jordan texted late and why Jordan watched my stories so fast. I said Jordan had a phone like everyone else. Ethan asked if I could stop messaging Jordan outside work. I said Ethan was not my boss. He said he was not trying to be my boss. He was trying to protect our marriage. I said our marriage did not need protection from a text. I walked up the stairs and stood on the landing. Ethan followed but kept a distance. He asked if I even cared how he felt. I said I cared, but he made everything heavy. He asked why I locked the bedroom door yesterday. I said I was changing. He asked if I sent photos to anyone. I said no, and my voice came out too quick. He looked at me for a long second. He asked again, slower. I said I did not send anything. I told myself it was a small lie for peace. I told myself he did not deserve the truth because he would only use it to control me. Ethan did not explode. That almost made me mad. He said he would not accuse me without facts. He said he just wanted honesty. I said honesty went both ways. I asked what he had been doing with his phone alarms and his neat folders. He said he was organizing life stuff. He said bills and school papers and work notes. I said he never organized like that before. He said people changed when they had to. Later that night, after Sloane slept, Ethan went into the small home office. The door stayed partly open. I heard a soft beep, like a recording app starting. I told myself I imagined it. Then I heard it again. I stood in the hallway and listened. I heard paper move. I smelled toner like something had been printed, but I did not see a printer page. I felt a small sting in my stomach. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself I was not scared. Ethan came out and asked if I needed anything. I said no. He asked if I would be home on time tomorrow. I said yes. He asked me one more time to please keep the party respectful. I said he was already ruining it with his mood. He nodded and said okay, like he was closing a door inside himself. When we went to bed, he placed his phone on his side, face down. I noticed a contact on his screen, saved as an emoji when it lit up for a second, then went dark. I asked who that was. He said it was nothing important. I told myself it was unfair for him to have secrets if he kept questioning mine. I rolled over and checked my own phone under the blanket, and Jordan's newest message was waiting. He said he could not wait to see me shine. I stared at it and told myself it was harmless. Then I replied anyway. The day of the party felt like a countdown inside my body. I moved through work like I was floating, and I kept checking my phone under my desk. Jordan sent a message about meeting near the hotel entrance so we could walk in together like a team. I told him I would arrive with Ethan because I wanted to look loyal. Jordan replied that it was fine, but he added a smile face that felt like a secret. At home, Ethan came out of the bedroom in a clean shirt, the kind he saved for weddings and school events. He asked if I was ready. I said I was almost ready. He asked if I could please wear a coat until we got inside. I said it was not cold in the car, and I did not want wrinkles. He asked if we could agree to one thing, that we would leave together if either of us felt uncomfortable. I said that sounded like a rule. He said it sounded like a plan. I said I did not need a plan to attend a work party. Sloane was at my mother's house for the night. My mum had offered to keep her so we could enjoy ourselves. I told Ethan it was nice of her. Ethan said it felt arranged. I asked what he meant. He said he meant that people around me liked to separate me from him. I said he was being dramatic again, and I asked why he always thought the world was against him. He said he did not think that, but he felt like I wanted an audience. When we arrived at the hotel ballroom, the lobby lights made everything look shiny. There was a big sign with the company logo and fake snow decorations. The staff at the door checked names and handed out wristbands. Ethan held my hand for a second, like he was trying to remember we were a couple. I let him, but I did not squeeze back. I told myself I was not responsible for his feelings. I told myself he should be strong on his own. Inside, the music was loud but clean, like a safe party. People from work stood in groups with drinks. I saw heads turn toward me. I liked that. I pretended I did not notice. Jordan spotted me quickly and came over, smiling like we had a private joke. He said the dress was even better in person. I told him to stop. He asked if Ethan heard him. I said Ethan was not deaf. Jordan laughed and said he respected confident couples. Ethan asked if we could find our table. I said yes, but I walked slower. Jordan walked on my other side for a moment, so it looked like a group. Ethan's jaw tightened. He did not say anything, and that silence made me feel like I was winning. There was a photo wall with a fake fireplace background. Nina was there with her phone, already filming. She hugged me and said the room belonged to me. She asked Ethan if he was proud. Ethan said he was here to support his wife. Nina said that was cute and told him not to be strict tonight. Ethan gave a small smile that looked painful. I told myself he was being sensitive on purpose. to make me look bad. Jordan suggested we take a photo. He asked if we should do a fun pose. I said sure. Ethan stood on one side, stiff. Jordan stood on the other side, too close. The photographer counted down. Jordan shifted his hand behind my back like it was normal. Ethan saw it. He asked quietly if Jordan could step back. Jordan said he did not mean anything by it. I said Ethan was being weird and making it awkward. We took the photo anyway. I smiled like I had no problems in my life. After that, Ethan asked if we could talk outside. I followed him to the smoking patio area, where the air was colder and people huddled in small circles. Ethan asked if I understood how it looked. I said it looked like a party. He asked why I kept letting Jordan cross lines. I said Jordan was friendly, and Ethan was jealous because Jordan was social. Ethan said he was not jealous of Jordan, he was worried about me. I said that sounded fake, like a cover for control. He asked if I could stop calling everything control. I said I would stop when he stopped acting like my father. Ethan said he felt humiliated. He said people were looking at him like he was a problem. He asked if I liked that. I said I did not like it, but I did not own their eyes. He said I did not have to feed it. I said he was the one feeding it by sulking. He asked if we could leave. I said we just arrived. He said he did not want to stay and watch Jordan touch me in photos. I said Jordan did not touch me. Ethan said the camera did not lie. I said cameras also did not show intent, and Ethan was inventing intent like a hobby. Back inside, I went straight to Nina and told her Ethan was acting controlling again. Nina said she could tell. She said Ethan looked like he wanted to lecture me. She said I should not let him ruin my night. Dee texted me that she wanted pictures. I replied with a selfie and wrote that I was living. Dee sent heart emojis and said Ethan could either adapt or watch. Ethan stayed near the edge of the dance floor. He did not drink much. He watched like he was trying to learn the room. Jordan kept finding reasons to stand near me. He asked if I wanted another drink. I said I was fine. He said he would get one anyway. When he came back, he handed me a drink I did not ask for. I took it because everyone was watching. Ethan asked if I wanted water instead. I said I was not a child. Ethan said he was not calling me a child. He was trying to help. I said his help felt like a leash. A coworker from finance asked Ethan if he was okay. Ethan said he was fine. The coworker said Ethan was lucky because I looked dangerous. Ethan said he was lucky because I was his wife. The coworker laughed like that was old-fashioned. I laughed too because I did not want to look serious. Ethan's face tightened again, and I told myself it was his fault for caring. Later, people started talking about an after-party at a rooftop bar nearby. Nina said we had to go. Jordan said it would be fun. Ethan asked me if I could please come home. I said it was still early. Ethan said he had said his piece, and he would not beg. I said good, because begging was not attractive. Ethan nodded like he had been slapped, but he did not raise his voice. He asked if I wanted to ride with him or with coworkers. I said I would go with coworkers because it was easier. He asked if I was serious. I said yes, and I told him to stop acting like a victim. Ethan looked at me for a long second. He said he would go home. He asked me to text when I was safe. I said I was always safe. He said, okay, and he walked out of the ballroom without a scene. People noticed. Nina asked where he was going. I said he could not handle confidence. Nina said that was predictable. Jordan said Ethan seemed tense. I said Ethan was tense all the time, and I rolled my eyes like it was a punchline. At the rooftop bar, the city lights made everything look like a movie. Jordan stood close while I leaned on the railing. He asked if Ethan always acted like that. I said Ethan always tried to control the mood. Jordan said it was sad when a man could not be proud. I said Ethan was proud of the wrong things. I said he was proud of being stable, but stability was not romance. Jordan asked if I felt lonely. I said I felt unseen. Jordan said he saw me. I told myself those were just words, but my body reacted like they were medicine. Jordan offered to walk me to my car later. I said I would get a ride. He said he could call one. I said I could handle myself. He said he admired that. I let him stand close, because it felt good. I did not think about Ethan driving home alone. I told myself he chose that. I told myself I gave him a chance and he rejected it. When I finally went down to the lobby to leave, I saw a notification from the photo wall company. "Your gallery is ready." I opened it and scrolled. In one picture, Jordan's hand was clearly on my back, and Ethan's smile looked forced. I felt a flicker of worry, then I pushed it away. I told myself pictures were just pictures. I texted Ethan that I was on my way home. He replied with one word, "Okay." That should have felt normal, but it felt like a door closing. I drove back through quiet streets and told myself he was only being cold to punish me. I told myself I would not apologize for being desired. I told myself Christmas was about joy, and I had created joy, even if Ethan refused to join it. The morning after the party, I woke up with dry eyes and a phone full of likes. I scrolled through the photos again. I saw myself smiling. I saw Jordan close to me. I saw Ethan standing stiff, like a man waiting for bad news. I told myself the pictures proved one thing. I still had power. Ethan was already up. I heard him in the kitchen, moving quietly. When I walked in, he had 2 mugs on the counter, but they were not close. His mug was near the sink. Mine was near the fridge. I said he was acting childish. He asked if I slept okay. I said yes. He asked if the after-party was fun. I said it was fine and everyone relaxed. He asked if Jordan drove me. I said no, and I asked why he kept saying Jordan's name like it was poison. Ethan said he did not want to fight. He said he wanted to understand what happened last night. He said he felt embarrassed when he left and people watched him go. I said he chose to leave, and he chose to make it dramatic. He said he left because he did not want to make a scene. I said he still made a scene by leaving. He looked at me for a moment, then he said okay, like he was done trying to explain. That afternoon, my mother invited us to a holiday dinner at a family restaurant. She said it would bring peace. I knew what she meant. She meant it would put Ethan in a place where he could not talk too much. She meant it would put me in front of witnesses. I told myself it was healthy. I told myself a strong couple did not hide. In the car, Ethan asked if we could keep the dinner calm for Sloane. I said Sloane would be fine. He asked if I could stop making jokes about him with my sister. I said Dee was just funny, and he took everything personally. Ethan asked if I liked it when people laughed at him. I said no, but I said he gave them reasons by acting stiff and jealous. He stared out the window and did not answer. That silence felt like a challenge, so I filled it with my own story. I told him he should be grateful I still wanted him. He swallowed and said nothing. The restaurant was crowded and loud. We sat at a long table with my mom, my sister Dee, and Nina, who came because she had nowhere else. Sloane sat next to me, swinging her legs. Ethan sat across from my mom, which felt like a test. My mum asked how the party went. I said it was great and people loved my look. Dee asked if Ethan survived. Ethan said he was fine. Dee asked why he left early. I said he got moody because people were looking at me. Nina laughed and said he could not handle confidence. Ethan said he left because he wanted to avoid a public argument. My mum said he should not treat me like a problem. I said I was tired of being policed. Ethan asked me, very calmly, to not talk about our marriage like it was a joke. I said I was not joking, I was being honest. My mum said Ethan was too sensitive. Dee said a man should be proud when his wife turns heads. Nina said Ethan looked like a school principal at the party. They all talked over each other. I let them. I watched Ethan's face tighten, and I felt a strange satisfaction, like I was finally winning a long game. Sloane asked why everyone was talking so loud. I said it was just grown-up talk. Ethan told Sloane to eat her fries. He kept his voice soft with her. That made me feel annoyed, like he was trying to look like the better parent. I told myself he was doing it for show. When the waiter brought the check, Ethan reached for it out of habit. Then he stopped. He asked the waiter for 2 checks. My mother blinked like he insulted her. I asked Ethan what he was doing. He said he was just paying for himself and Sloane tonight. I laughed and said he was being petty. He said he was being clear. My mum said a real husband paid for the table. Ethan said he was not here to perform. He paid quietly and stood up to help Sloane with her coat. I stared at the separate receipt like it was a slap. I told myself he was trying to punish me. I told myself it proved he was controlling. Outside in the parking lot, I asked Ethan if he enjoyed embarrassing me. He asked how he embarrassed me. I said he made me look broke in front of my family. He said he did not make me look like anything. He said he simply paid for what he needed to pay for. I said that was not how marriage worked. He said marriage also did not work with disrespect. I told him he was obsessed with respect because he had a fragile ego. He said he was done arguing in circles. He opened the car door for Sloane, buckled her in, and closed it gently. On the drive home, Sloane asked why Dad looked sad at dinner. I said Dad was tired from work. Ethan said he was not sad, he was thinking. Sloane asked what he was thinking about. Ethan said he was thinking about how to make things calm again. I told myself he meant I needed to calm down. I told myself he always tried to make my feelings the problem. That week, the house changed in small ways. Ethan stopped asking where I was going. He stopped checking my mood. He stopped trying to fix our nights. He moved into the guest room without a speech. When I asked why, he said he wanted better sleep. I said he was being dramatic. He said he wanted peace. One afternoon, I came home and saw his laptop open on the dining table. A spreadsheet was on the screen. I could see dates in one column and short notes in another. I could not see a title. When I stepped closer, he closed it fast. I asked what he was hiding. He said it was personal planning. I said married people did not have secret planning. He said some plans were safer when they were quiet. The next day, I waited in the school pickup line. Cars crawled forward. Parents stared at phones. When Ethan arrived in his truck, he parked a little farther away than usual. He waved once. He did not come to my window. When Sloane got in, she asked if Dad was mad at Mom. I said no, and I said Dad was just stressed. Ethan said he was not mad, he was careful. I asked what careful meant. He said it meant he was watching his words now. I told him he was acting like a stranger. He said strangers could still be polite. At the supermarket, I grabbed extra items on purpose, like I was proving we still had one life. Ethan met us there later, wearing his work jacket. At the checkout, he placed only a few things on the belt: milk, bread, and Sloane's snacks. I put my items down too. The cashier asked if it was together. Ethan said it was separate. I stared at him. I said we were a family. He said we were still parents, and that was enough for today. In the parking lot, I asked if he was trying to scare me. He asked why I felt scared. I said because he was changing the rules. He said he was not changing rules, he was stopping chaos. I called him cold. He said he was learning. That night, I walked past the home office and saw tabs open on his screen. I caught words like delivery tracking and notary near me before he clicked away. I asked what he was doing. He said he was handling life properly. I told myself it was just his way of trying to look important. Then I noticed something else. A new key sat on his keyring on the counter. I asked what it was for. He said it was for a safe place. I asked if he meant he was locking me out. He said he was locking nothing from me that I needed. He said he was only protecting what mattered. I laughed and told him he was acting like a hero in his own story. He did not laugh back. He just rinsed his mug and set it on his side of the counter again, leaving the space between us clean and empty. I told myself the worst part was over. The party was done. The photos were already old news. I told myself Ethan would cool down and go back to normal. But he did not go back. He became quiet in a new way. It was not sulking, it was planning. On Monday, I woke up and saw he had made breakfast for Sloane. He packed her lunch too. He did not ask me if I wanted anything. He still said good morning, but it sounded like a habit, not love. I asked if he was ignoring me on purpose. He said he was not ignoring me. He said he was keeping the day calm. I said calm was just another word for cold. He said he was not cold, he was careful. At work, I acted like everything was fine. I laughed louder than normal. I told Nina and Dee, in messages, that Ethan was doing his silent treatment thing. Nina replied that men did that when they lost power. Dee replied that I should post more and show him I was still wanted. I liked those replies because they made me feel right. Jordan started texting earlier in the day. He asked if I wanted to grab coffee after lunch. I said I could not because I had meetings. That was true. Then I wrote that maybe we could meet later for planning. Jordan said he liked how I said it. I told myself it was only work talk, even though my heart beat faster. That evening, I went to the gym on purpose. I did my hair. I wore a tight top. I wanted Ethan to look up from his careful world and react. When I came back, he was in the living room helping Sloane with reading. He looked up once and went back to the page. I felt insulted. I asked if he noticed me. He said I looked fine. I asked if that was all. He said he was focused on Sloane. Sloane looked between us and asked if we were mad. I said no. Ethan said we were not mad. We were just working on being respectful. That word again. Respect. I hated how clean it sounded in his mouth. I said he was making the home feel tense. He said he was making it predictable. I said predictable was not love. He said love did not survive public shame. Later, when Sloane was asleep, I pushed harder. I asked Ethan if he was going to punish me forever for one outfit. He asked why I kept calling it one outfit. He said it was not the fabric. He said it was the choices around it. I asked what choices. He asked if I wanted him to list them. I said yes, because I thought he would stumble. He did not stumble. He said I lied about messages. He said I let people laugh at him. He said I chose Jordan over him that night. He said I kept building a story where he was the villain. I told him he was acting like a victim because he needed sympathy. He asked if I heard myself. I said I heard myself fine. I said a strong man would not care what a few co-workers thought. He said a strong man still protected his home. I asked what that meant. He said it meant he would stop being part of my performance. The next day, I had to work late. I said it like a normal thing. Ethan said okay. He did not ask with who. He did not ask where. That bothered me more than questions. I went to a co-working space downtown and met Jordan there. I told Ethan I was staying at the office because it sounded safer. Jordan asked if Ethan believed me. I said Ethan believed what he wanted. Jordan said my husband sounded jealous. I said he was not jealous, he was controlling. Jordan smiled like he enjoyed the word. We sat with laptops open. Jordan talked about next quarter goals, but he kept leaning closer. He asked if Ethan had ever made me feel truly seen. I said Ethan saw chores and bills, not me. Jordan said I deserved someone who looked at me like a woman, not like a project. I told myself he was just being supportive. I did not call it flirting. I did not call it cheating. I called it someone understanding me. When I got home, Ethan was not waiting at the window. He did not pace. He was in the kitchen, wiping the counter like it mattered. I said I was tired and asked if he had dinner. He said yes. He asked what time I left work. I said late. He said okay. Then he asked one simple question. He asked if I had been at the co-working space on King Street. My stomach dropped. I asked how he would know that. He said he did not want to argue about how. He asked again if I was there. I said no. He nodded once like he expected that answer. He said he would not debate it tonight. He said Sloan had school in the morning. I said he was accusing me again. He said he was not accusing, he was noting patterns. I followed him down the hall, trying to pull him into a fight. I asked if he was spying. He asked what I thought spying meant. He said he had not followed me. He said he was not going to do anything illegal. He said he was simply keeping records of what touched his life. I laughed and said he sounded crazy. He said he sounded prepared. Over the next days, I noticed small things. There was a faint toner smell late at night. One morning, the printer tray had a blank page sticking out, like it had tried and failed. I heard a drawer click shut in the home office, and when I checked, it was locked. Ethan did not keep locked drawers before. I also saw a single USB on his desk with a date written on it in neat marker. When I asked what it was, he said it was for work files. I said it looked like personal files. He said some work was personal. One afternoon, his laptop was open, and I saw a clean set of folders on the screen, Archive A and Archive B. I asked why he needed archives. He closed the screen and said he liked order now. He said chaos helped liars. I said he was calling me a liar. He said he was calling the situation messy. I tried a new tactic. I went to my mom's house with Sloan, and I told my mom Ethan was acting unstable. My mom said men did that when they wanted control. Dee said Ethan was probably bluffing. Nina said he would crawl back when he got lonely. Hearing them say that made me feel brave again, like they were holding me up. That night, I told Ethan that everyone thought he was acting ridiculous. He asked who was everyone. I said my family and friends. He said he did not care. I said he cared enough to change the way he paid at the store and the restaurant. He said he was separating what he could separate so nobody could twist it later. I asked what he meant by later. He said later was always coming. I stepped closer and asked if he was planning to leave. He said he was planning to do the right thing. I said the right thing for who? He said the right thing for Sloan first. I said Sloan needed both of us. He said Sloan needed at least one calm adult. I told him he was trying to make me the bad parent. He said he was not trying. He said my choices did that on their own. I said he was cruel. He said cruelty was public shame, and he had never done that to me. I said he was doing it now by acting like a stranger. He said strangers did not share a home for years and still keep showing up for the child. I felt my control slipping, so I reached for the last thing I had. Noise. I said he would regret turning cold. I said he would miss me when I was gone. He looked at me, not angry, not scared. He asked if I was done threatening. I said I was not threatening, I was warning. He said he did not respond to warnings anymore. He picked up his mug, rinsed it, and set it on his side of the counter like he always did now. Then he finally said the sentence that made my skin go tight. He said he was finished with games, and he was going to handle it properly. The next morning, I went to work like I still owned the story. I wore a bright coat and acted busy. I told Nina in a message that Ethan was bluffing. She replied that I should keep smiling. In the office tower lobby, I saw Ethan before I reached the elevators. He stood near the coffee stand, calm and clean, like he was waiting for a bus. I walked past him on purpose. He did not stop me. A woman in a plain jacket stepped into my path and asked my full name. I said yes and asked what this was. She said she had documents for me and asked me to take them. I took the envelope and saw my name printed on the front. My hands went cold. I said it was a mistake and asked if Ethan set this up to scare me. Ethan said he did not want drama and told me to read it first. I opened it, and the first page said it was a divorce filing with temporary orders. It listed a parenting schedule, spending limits, and rules about the home. Jordan walked out of the elevator at that moment. He saw the papers and asked what was happening. I said Ethan was overreacting. Jordan said he did not want to be involved and stepped back like I was contagious. I called my mother and said Ethan was humiliating me. She said she would come, but it did not change the stamp on the pages. The lobby felt silent, and the numbers and dates in the exhibits looked louder than my voice.